you know, like a month ago, after Ultra came out, I said this thing on Twitter about IP, and the fact that IP, and I said it in a pretty reasonable, calm way because I felt confused, but it got turned into, like, Max Landis says original movies because his movie didn't do perfect.
Right.
Max is mad about people for original movies. And a number of things happened that were really interesting. It was like a case study in the internet. Number one, a bunch of people tweeted me like, shut up, you're an idiot, you're mad because your movie didn't do perfect. And I didn't feel mad. They also kept saying original. By original, I didn't mean new, like, brilliant, innovative ideas. I just meant non-IP properties.
Right.
And this comes back to why I say now I have to put an asterisk, I don't generally attach myself to IPs these days that I can tell you about. Because the truth is, the thing that was incredible is everyone sort of was like, look at him bitching. And what I was saying was, the argument will be made that the money spent on Ultra, an original idea, isn't worth spending on a movie like Ultra that maybe you would love. I think American Ultra is a good movie. If you listen to reviews, you're a crazy person. And honestly, it got the same 50-50 down the middle True Romance got, which is the best I could hope for.
And that's what, I didn't see American Ultra. We usually, Christian and I try to make
Join the rest of
every
America.
appearance. But
well, actually, I have to say,
Christian
that was
saw
not,
it, and
that
he
wasn't
liked
your
it, yeah.
fault. Publicity, I think, kind of boned you a little bit, because I tried to see it, and no publicist would get in touch with me about it.
Well, you could have bought a ticket. But no,
I could have. But to talk about it in this sort of arena and to, like, get some buzz going, I think that you got abandoned a little bit. Which is not, because they get lazy and they get scared and they're like, oh, wait,
let's not blame them.
Sure.
But I will say, you know, if you went and saw American Ultra and you liked it, great. If you went and saw it and you hated it, suck a dick. I don't know. Okay, I guess that's fine too. Lots of people have different tastes in movies than me. But what was important that I took from it is I'm a guy whose bread and butter has been original ideas. Because when you're in these rooms with these people, and they're not all bad people, and they're not evil, and they're not chomping cigars, but they are talking a lot about metrics and a lot about numbers. And every time an original movie comes out and doesn't boom like that, I hear that movie's failure brought up in these rooms. And it was incredible because all of these people on Twitter who aren't in the film industry, which I have been around since I was little and in for about 6 years, it was incredible to hear people tell me that I didn't know how it worked. And I was like, and it's like, guys, I'm one of you. I want more Birdmans and Gravities and more original action pictures. I want more American Ultra, even if some people didn't like it. I don't want everything to be a Marvel movie, a Disney movie, a video game, or a Star Wars. If I'm alone there, you know, 4 or 5 good independent films a year, good original ideas a year, or wide release independents or studio bred originals isn't enough for me. It isn't enough, and I'm sorry if I'm taking a polarizing stance. People love to take what I say and go, he thinks he's better than something, whatever. But the truth is, I just love movies, man. I want there to be a Gremlins. I want there to be Inner Space. I want there to be Die Hard. And those movies are just not going to get made because they're not based on a fucking book. Actually, I think Die Hard was based on a book.
Die Hard was based
not
on
Die
a
Hard,
book, but...
Lethal Weapon. I mean, like, there was Predator, Alien. These are movies that existed in an ecosystem where movies like that could get real support. And that ecosystem... And this isn't me stating an opinion, which I hope people understand. This isn't me being bitter. It isn't me being angry. But that ecosystem is gone.
Yeah.
It's the problem with this industry is that there are no guarantees and there's no straight way to do it. I can give you advice. And you're right. I'm sorry. I said you were wrong. And
I want to hear the inside take.
Well, the inside take is it's a fucking crapshoot, man, and it's getting worse. And that was what my thing about original content. It all comes back to, it's funny because, like, people were so mean to me about that. And even Red Letter Media, who, like, I love, shout on me about that. I don't think they read what I said, because the truth is, the harder it is to do original content, the harder it will be for there to be new screenwriters. And that is important to me. And you can say, oh, there's Ex Machina. That guy had been a cinematographer forever. You can say, oh, Birdman. Again, people who were established a long time ago. It's getting harder and harder for new voices like Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson, who just go make their own movies. Or even like the guy who did Contracted, which in its way is pretty effective film. You know, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling on. Because ultimately, when it comes to an original idea, what's the scariest thing? What's the scariest thing about doing an original idea?
Is once other people get their hands on it, and then they can start to mold the Play-Doh.
Close. That's scary as a writer, but that's your job as a writer.
I feel like it's my first day of screenwriting 101, and I almost got the right answer.
Put your hand down.
Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't mean to.
No. This is great.
Professor T.
The scariest thing about an original idea for a studio is what if you pull the trigger and you're wrong?
Right.
What if you pull the trigger and you're wrong? Then you fucked up. And it's been proven that even pieces of shit with a brand on them make money. And I'm not saying pieces of shit like, oh, maybe American Ultra was a piece of shit. Maybe Birdman was a piece of shit. Maybe every movie you like is a piece of shit. That maybe every movie you hate is great. But it's been proven that movies that get like 2% on Rotten Tomatoes, if they have a brand on them, they still make money. So there comes this point where studios and distributors who need a return on their investment are much less willing to take risks. And why take a risk on a Fast and the Furious-esque movie when you could just make another Fast and the Furious?
Right.